we're so glad you could join us tonight on this freezing cold day that everybody had. On behalf of the Board of Directors and all of the singers, members of the Bristol Chorale, I'd like to welcome you to Broadway in Bristol. Thank you so much for coming out. We think this program has something for everybody. We cover the classics and some more contemporary pieces. But first, some logistics. You may have noticed that your program does not contain the word intermission. That at first was by design, but not so much anymore. We realized at some point we need to give our accompanists a break and our director a little break. Plus, we like to sell raffle tickets too, so we're going to give you another chance midway through, and Dawn, our president, is going to let you know when that is. Also, a word about masks. You will notice that the chorale tonight is singing with masks. We did not arrive at that decision easily. It was a bit controversial, but singing is not the same thing as talking when it comes to the aerosolates or whatever that scientific word is, I don't know. But so we've decided to err on the side of caution for our safety as well as yours, and we appreciate you understanding that. Now, without further ado, I invite you all to sit back and relax and enjoy a stroll down Broadway. It is my pleasure to introduce our accompanist first, Jane Theriault. There she is. She doesn't even get her own travel music. And now our director, David Jumper. So I'm going to give you a brief synopsis or a little intro to our next couple of numbers. Each one of the next 4 numbers is the finale of the show in which it originated. The award-winning musical Hamilton follows the remarkable life story of Alexander Hamilton, one of the founding fathers of the United States. In the show's finale, his widow, Eliza, explains events after his death and wonders how much more he could have accomplished if he had what he wanted most, time. The company responds by directly asking the question, which was repeatedly emphasized throughout the show: who lives, who dies, who tells your story?
Let me tell you what I wish I'd known when I was young and dreamed of glory. You have no control. Who lives, who dies, who tells your story?
President Jefferson.
I'll give him this. Hamilton's financial system is a work of genius. I couldn't undo it if I tried. And I tried.
Who lives, who dies, who tells your story?
President Madison.
He took our country from bankruptcy to prosperity. I hate to admit it, but he doesn't get enough credit for all the credit he gave us.
Who lives, who dies, who tells your story?
Every other founding father's story grows old.
Every other founding father gets to grow old.
And when you're gone, who remembers your name? In the territory of Oklahoma, before it became a state, just after the turn of the century, 2 ranch hands court a farmer's daughter. Curly marries her. Judd is outraged. They scuffle. Judd falls on his own knife and dies. Curly's accused of murder, but not for long. Aunt Eller says, hold the trial right here. Self-defense, not guilty. Everyone celebrates. And then they sing to the happy couple headed out on their honeymoon. Did you hear pertators? Our director told us all through rehearsal this is the one and only time the chorus would be allowed to say per-tater. Anyway, in the show Ragtime, Cold House Walker's treasured Model T signifies everything he wants to achieve, not just for himself, but for his son. A future on the move, wheels turning, time starting to roll, and a country that he believes will be welcoming and fair. Composer Lynn Ahrens says that the song was really about the mythical American dream represented by that car. Wheels of a Dream appears midway through Act 1 and is reprised, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, as the show's finale. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Wheels of a Dream.
His face, I hear his heartbeat, I look in those eyes, how wise they seem. Well, when he is old enough, and I show him America, and we will ride on the wheels of a
It is June 1962 in Baltimore. Tracy Turnblad and her parents, Edna and Wilbur, along with friends, Link, Penny, Seaweed, Little Inez, and Motormouth Maybell, successfully attempt to integrate the Corny Collins show, much to the chagrin of Amber and Velma Von Tussle. They celebrate their victory and close the show Hairspray with You Can't Stop the Beat.
You can't stop an avalanche as it races down the hill. You try to stop the seasons, girl, but you know you never will. And you try to stop my dancing feet, but I just cannot stand still. 'Cause my world keeps spinning round and round, and my heart's keeping time to the beat of sound. I was lost till I heard the drums and I found my way.
He comes speeding down the track. Well, yesterday, and it's never coming back. The poor old man, and no white one.
I would like to introduce the president of the Bristol Chorale, Miss Dawn Helen.
Miss 49 years, yeah. get them to play In Your Easter Bonnet. Still not working. Next time, maybe. But again, thank you and welcome for coming. Welcome and thank you for coming. It's been a crazy few months. We started back in January thinking about, well, are we going to do it? Are we not going to do it once again? Because of COVID was acting up. So we delayed it for a few months, hence our shortened program. A few weeks, I should say. And we made a shorter program just because we have the love of singing, the love of giving back to the community, and we know there's a great many people in the community that do enjoy coming out and enjoying the air conditioning on a day like today. I had a funny thought that I would like to share with you. First of all, let's be thankful Greg Hahn doesn't have the microphone. Told you, Greg, you can't have it today. Secondly, I want you to know I was born in Southington, moved to Bristol the first year of my life, went to grammar school, went to high school, and yeah, graduated. And go figure, now I'm president. You got it, guys? Okay. But anyway, I want to thank the membership for their dedication. It's been a roller coaster ride for us, and knowing whether to sing or not to sing. We had three choices this session. One was to sing, just to rehearse, just to keep the vibe going, wearing masks. The other was to not have a concert at all, and we didn't like that idea. But the third thing was to persevere and hang on to hope that we would be able to sing for you. And we did it, guys. Once again, we pulled through. I want to make a special thank you to Jane, our pianist. She's not only our pianist. This year she attained a grant for us of a substantial amount of money. So we will be able to proceed with new costumes for the group and continue with changing our music and ever-changing our environment for where we have the concerts and what you people want to hear. Thank you, Jane. Jane, I would like to present you with a bouquet from the membership. And lastly, I want to recognize the board. I have never in my life met such a bunch of people that can work so greatly together. And through a few arguments here and there, we managed to come out on top. We've had a lot of battles to fight, and we did it. Thank you so much. And David, thank you for bringing us through another year of COVID, another season of COVID. We appreciate it. And one last thank you to a little bit of the brass and wind orchestra over there. Thanks, guys. And June 7th, the brass and wind will be at Rockwell Park. So you gotta go support that as well. Honestly, it's a fun night, especially if it's a nice night. You'll enjoy it. Thanks again. Okay. I've been told we're taking 10. If you need to buy raffle tickets, there's some fabulous tickets out there. There's tickets to Phantom. There's great wine baskets. There's a fire pit. If you haven't had a chance, take 10 minutes. I'm going to give the orchestra and the chorus a break to go sit down and break them for 5 minutes, okay? So we'll be back. 10 minutes, sharp. Hurry, go back to...
Okay, welcome back. Every year, the Bristol Chorale offers a $1,000 scholarship to a graduating high school senior or college student who's furthering their music education. It is my pleasure to introduce our latest winner, who is a coming junior at Western Connecticut. We didn't do the scholarship a couple years, something called COVID got in the way. So normally our scholarship winner performs at our concert, and we haven't had one. We haven't had a spring concert. So now we have one. Kelsey, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm gonna butcher that name. Junipero? Winnipero. So sorry, Kelsey. She's a coming junior at Western Connecticut State University. She's a graduate of Wilford High School. Kelsey is currently pursuing a performance degree with a concentration in opera. She is the past president of the Future American Choral Conductors Organization and incoming secretary of the Opera Club. She sings with the university and chamber choirs and opera ensemble and has held leading roles in Broadway musicals presented at the university. She is both a talented singer and pianist. Kelsey will be singing Vanilla Ice Cream from the Broadway show She Loves Me.
A brief little synopsis of She Loves Me. I haven't seen the show, but I do know some of the music very well, obviously why I picked this piece to sing. But it is about these two characters, Amalia and George, who both work together and don't really see eye to eye. They both decide to put in to do an anonymous love letter thing in the newspaper. And of course, they get each other, but they don't know they have each other. At some point, Amalia becomes sick, and George, who usually is kind of not so nice to her, is worried, and he brings her vanilla ice cream. So in this song is when she is kind of conflicted between the person she's sending love letters to and realizing George might not be all that bad. I am so sorry about last night. It was a nightmare in every way. But together you and I will laugh at last night someday. Ice cream, he brought me ice cream, vanilla ice cream, imagine that. Ice cream, and for the first time we were together without a spat. Friendly, he was so friendly, that isn't like him, I'm simply stunned. Will wonders never cease? Will wonders never cease? It's been the most peculiar day. Will wonders never cease? Will wonders never cease? Oh, where was I? I'm so sorry about last night. It was a nightmare in every way, but together you and I will laugh about last night someday. I sat there waiting in that cafe and never guessing that you were fat. Oh, that you were near. You were outside looking bald. Oh, no. Dear friend, I am so sorry about last night.
Kelsey, and I'm so sorry that I should have checked the pronunciation before I got started. So my apologies. Thank you for being with us tonight. So we're going to kick off this half. If the previous songs were all about showstoppers and finales, and it occurred to me when I was preparing for tonight that these numbers, while they are equally showstoppers, these are all songs of hope and inspiration. And at first I was a little depressed by them, but they're really wonderful and uplifting. We hope you agree. So, Evan Hansen is a high school senior with severe social anxiety, which inhibits his ability to connect with other people and make friends. After the suicide of classmate Connor, Evan fabricates a little lie that brings him closer to Connor's family. When the school organizes a memorial service to honor Connor, Evan gives a speech about loneliness and finding hope in dark times. That speech becomes the song that closes Act 1 and may indeed be the most memorable of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, this is You Will Be Found.
Have you ever felt like nobody was there? Have you ever felt forgotten in the middle of nowhere? Have you ever felt like you could disappear? Like you could fall, no one would hear?
Let that lonely feeling wash away. 'Cause maybe there's a reason to believe you'll be okay. 'Cause when you don't feel strong enough to stand,
was getting my notes together for tonight, it occurred to me I had no clue what the musical Man of La Mancha was about. I know quite a few of the songs. I was 7 years old when it came out on Broadway. I distinctly remember my father playing the original cast recording over and over and over. So I know the music, but I just didn't know the show. So I Googled it, and here's the best and shortest explanation that I found. It's the fictionalized story of Miguel de Cervantes and his brief stint in a dungeon awaiting judgment by the Spanish Inquisition. And in that prison, he enacts the story of Don Quixote, the maiden Dulcinea, who is really Aldonza? Aldonza, I didn't know that either. Asks what Quixote means when he is following the quest. Our next song is his response. The principal events of Les Miserables take place in 1832. I always thought the musical was about the French Revolution, but apparently that was the earlier century. There are so many characters and so many separate plot lines in the show, but this particular piece comes about at a certain point in the show. Under the reign of King Louis Philippe, the income gap was widening and the conditions of the working class were deteriorating. In June of 1833, the only government official sympathetic toward the poor dies, and crowds of workers, students, and others gathered in the streets of Paris. This is Do You Hear the People Sing? So one more time, I'm going to give a little commercial for our sister organization and hope you will all plan on attending the June 7th Concert at the Park presented by the Bristol Brass and Wind Ensemble at the Rockwell Park Amphitheater. The 60-piece wind ensemble is under the direction of our very own Rich Dariel. Yay! And we hope you'll come out and join us to enjoy live music from Star Wars, Superman, West Side Story, other Broadway hits, and a patriotic salute. The concert will be at 7 p.m., and that's on June 7th. It's free?
It's free.
It's free. So, lost my place, hold on. So once again, on behalf of the Board of Directors and all of us up here, I want to thank you for coming out to join us tonight and taking this little stroll down Broadway in Bristol. We're going to close our show tonight with a medley of Rodgers and Hammerstein. Again, I should have checked. Yeah, so with a couple of their classics that need little introduction. You'll Never Walk Alone has been heard in theaters worldwide for, I think my Google thing is wrong, because I think it's nearly 80 years now. and the inspirational Climb Every Mountain for more than 60 years. They are timeless classics of hope, optimism, and encouragement. We hope you enjoy our last number, and thank you so much for joining us tonight.
age of 95, stepped in at the last minute to take over. Extremely difficult concert to put on due to the more modern Broadway. It has a lot of funky timing. And I gotta give this group a lot of credit, but thank you all for coming. We hope you enjoyed it. Hope to see you next time. Thank you.